Welcome to another episode of Would a Panther Kill a Raccoon in the Wild?
Season 2.
The show we still haven't pitched to TV.
The podcast game show where two friends argue about the third's most burning and sometimes pointless questions in order to get a much-needed point in our season-long contest.
In some rounds, the two answerers don't always get to choose which side of an argument they're fighting for, which leads to some quick thinking and often has them mainly persuading themselves, but more importantly, the questioner to believe in what they say.
In other rounds, the answerers get a more open question where they can be far more creative with their choices, but they only get a short amount of time, and whatever they say first, they must stick with. No takebacks.
Our special round this season is reversal. The questioner will pose an open question, but the answerers will be choosing each other's answers. Ideally something they really hate or know very little about, which will lead to some very creative thinking.
That's the game.
Good job, Snowball.
It's been a while since we've seen each other. There's been some stuff that we have to fill in. Yeah, obviously, we record in batches. The audience knows that. So, yeah, we're still catching up on the episode 4 stuff where we were where we hadn't seen each other for a few weeks. I'm going to put Smokey D on blast here a bit, and I'm going to start off by breaking some news to you, Kirk. Kirk, are you aware that my dog has been put down?
My understanding, you don't have a dog, but
no, there's my dog up on that photo. My dad's dog.
Oh, your dad's dog?
Yeah, it's a family dog.
Oh, right.
14 years old he was.
Very sorry to hear this.
Yeah, that's the normal fucking reaction, isn't it? That's the normal reaction.
What did you say?
He fucking laughed. I said,
No.
Dan, my dog's been put down, and he just went.
Listen, you can't do that. You can't explain it like that because it makes me sound super bad. And
Would you?
No. You have to
laughs.
listen. From my context, right? I was just sat there. I'd come to watch football or whatever it was.
It was the day he'd been put down. I was still processing it.
I hadn't seen him for a while. I sat down and he pats me on the shoulder from behind me.
It wasn't instantly. It was like an hour in.
Yeah, but you hadn't spoken to me much since I got
I was
there.
trying to start a conversation.
And he
Dan.
pats me on the shoulder out of nowhere. I hadn't been previously having a conversation with him. I was talking to Sean or Jake or whoever. And he just pats me on the shoulder and he goes, "Oh, Dan, I got some bad news. My dog's died." And I just thought, it's so out of nowhere. It just caught me so off guard. And I just,
So he just fucking laughed at my dog dying. I was like, well, that's not really the right reaction.
but the reaction is because I'm like, you didn't have a dog. Yeah, but I didn't know.
I don't have a dog anymore, do I?
It just caught me so off guard.
Fucking evil bastard.
It just caught me so off guard. I just wasn't. It's just the way you speak, the way you're like, "Oh, I got some bad news." I was expecting
A joke.
more of a joke, and you just went, "My dog died," and it was just funny.
So I'm not allowed to give sincere emotion to my friends.
Not like that.
What am I supposed to do? Go, warning, Dan, seriously, bad news, don't laugh, it's sad.
If you're gonna do it out of nowhere, where there's no indication that you were even sad.
Yeah. Maybe kind of looking sad and having someone go, "You're all right, James." Then you go, and then break the news, maybe. Yeah. I think I'm with Dan on this one.
Just
To be honest.
pat me on the shoulder and go, "My
I know
dog's
you
dead."
quite well, and if I was sat there and you just went, "Bad news, mate. Dog's dead." I was going to go, "Wait, what?"
It just caught me so off guard, out of nowhere. I hadn't been having a conversation with you. You just pat me on the shoulder and go, "My dog's died." Of course I'm going to laugh. I didn't know that you were talking about. I didn't know about that dog.
How many times have you been in my house?
Honestly, when I laughed, the first thing that popped in my head was Kylo, and I was like, "Why is he saying it?"
I wasn't even aware there was a photo album up there.
Jesus Christ.
So I hardly look up, really. They come in and start putting up cables.
Jesus H. Christ.
No, I'm very sorry to hear it, though.
Yeah, 14 he was.
Even he's laughing.
No, it is sad. It is sad. I do miss him. I feel really sorry for my dad, to be honest, because my dad loved him to bits. But yeah, I just kind of just added a bit of salt in the wound when Dan laughed at me for having a dead dog.
He is salty D.
Yeah,
I didn't. If I'd known.
Right, episode 5 of season 2. Here we are, gents.
You'd react the same if I walked up to you out of nowhere and gone, "Oh, my parrot's died."
Tortoise dead.
No, because I have a tortoise.
I had a dog.
Yeah, but you don't have a dog. It's your dad's dog. It's like me, like as if my parents had a parrot, and I've gone, "Oh, my parrot's died."
No, hang about.
would have never met
hang
that
about.
parrot.
You came in here one day, and your childhood cat had been dead or something, and you were sad, and I was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry, mate. I'm sorry to hear that your childhood cat."
Because I didn't pat you on the shoulder and go, "Oh, by the way, James, my cat's dead." There's context, mate. Too low.
So, episode 5 of season 2. Here we are, boys. Just got to say, I had an absolute fucking storm my last episode, didn't I? Didn't I? Because what the scores, chaps?
Flip of the coin helped.
Yeah, definitely. Fully did. So,
That's the game.
So, we have Smokey D on 3, Special K on 3, and me on 6. So I'm going to enjoy it while I can, because I'll probably end up last by the end.
It's impossible. We can get maximum of 5.
No, I mean by the end of the season.
Oh, I see.
So
We'll make sure of that.
So, boys and girls, I believe Smokey D is starting this week.
Welcome to Smokey D's corner of, I guess, coin flipping.
Can we get a jingle for that?
No. The jingle I would like you to play is If It Didn't Exist.
As if it didn't exist.
Where the fuck has that gone?
The Smokey D special. Right, so option number 1. If it didn't exist. What world would be worse to live in, basically, is what we're going for here.
Okay.
A world without visual entertainment, movies, video games, theatre, live shows, all that kind of thing. This doesn't exist, doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Or wheels.
World without wheels.
Just a world without wheels. Any kind of wheel.
Okay.
Okay. Kirk, call it.
I'm going to go heads, and I want a world without wheels.
It is tails.
Dang. Okay.
So what would be a worse world to live in?
Wheels were invented way before visual entertainment was. Like, other than, like, cave paintings. Like, cavemen had wheels, right? You imagine the world without the invention of the wheel. The Industrial Revolution wouldn't happen. Like, when you're talking wheels as well, do you mean literally the ones that go on the bottom of a car, etc., to help you move? Or do you mean, like, the wheels that are on a pulley chain that allow it to actually operate?
If it's called a wheel, it doesn't exist.
So boats couldn't exist because they wouldn't have steering wheels.
Nope.
Or they'd have to have some weird pulley system. And they'd be like, like, what are they called?
Planes?
No, not planes. That's a yoke, which is an evolution of the wheel, which wouldn't exist because planes need wheels as well to land.
Unless it's one of those boat planes.
They used to have little wheels on those so that they can land on land.
Oh.
I guess just never land them on land.
But then, like, okay, so you're in Coventry. Where are you going to fucking land your plane? So
Canal Basin.
Yeah, right.
River Severn.
So I can't remember what they're called, but it's like they're like 2 levers, and when you pull one, it turns one way, and when you pull the other, it turns.
I'm sorry, hang on a minute. I'm confused. James hasn't made a fucking point yet. I don't know which way he's going. Does he want? Is he saying the world without wheels is better or worse?
Worse.
Okay, cool. No,
100%. Because what I'm saying is that human evolution would be a totally different course.
Okay, cool. I'm with you now.
Like, in the Dark Ages, people didn't have entertainment, but they still had fucking wheels that they could use to drag bodies up the hill of a cart with the Black Death victims on. Imagine how much more effort that would be. Okay, yeah, we'd get horses, but they could only carry one thing because you can't have a cart. I'm serious. So, like steering wheels. Can't steer anything. Wagon wheels. Can't have a marshmallowy biscuit treat. Your desk chair won't be able to wheel anywhere.
Okay.
Okay, so you can't. So I'm still trying to get my head around the question. A world
Why would we be better off
without
without entertainment and wheels?
right? Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Wait.
No, that's
Well,
my
See, this
side.
is what I'm
The
trying to
other way-
work
the
out.
other way.
So he says which is worse.
Yes, a
So-
world without wheels or a world without.
I'm saying a
entertainment.
world without wheels is worse than a world without entertainment. You
Okay.
would rather live in a world where there's fuck all visual entertainment wise
Right.
than having no wheels.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, firstly, we'd be very bored.
Music.
Music and visual entertainment. Netflix wouldn't just. If
No,
music
it was
all-
just visual entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So music still
Oh.
exists. So it'd just be people jamming.
Oh,
But you
visual
can't go
entertainment.
to a live show.
And how would music exist? They wouldn't be able to afford themselves.
You sell the record.
I see. Oh, no live visual.
No,
Okay, right.
Be no live shows.
Well, now I've got to rethink it all. Shit.
You could still play board games, but you couldn't get those board games delivered because there'd be no wheels to deliver things. Because you couldn't even, like, you know, what else would you use? Well, you can't use tracks because tracks have wheels within them.
No, but not both not existing. So you could get it delivered if you didn't have visual entertainment because you would still have wheels.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm pretty sure in a world where we didn't have wheels, we would have invented some kind of other technology to be able to move stuff. Levitation would have happened. Some kind of magnets would have happened. Magnets.
Cavemen
Magnets.
with magnets.
We'd be using magnets.
I'm telling you, the whole course of human history would be totally different because, like, you can't, like, you know, Romans used to have, like, their visual entertainment was fucking chariots and shit. Like, we've had wheels longer than we've had fucking language. Could you imagine if, like, back in the day, cavemen couldn't fucking wheel around their rocks that they needed to make tools with to make more wheels? Nobody. We are completely sober at this point, ladies and gents. We've just had McDonald's. All I'm saying, right?
Why was that so funny?
All I'm saying is,
It's so dramatic.
You can't even see it. No one else is going to be able to experience that. You're doing it. Why? Basically, what's just happened is James is passionately explaining why the wheel is so important, and then just there's no reason this should have been funny. But he takes his headphones off, turns around, and puts it back on. And for some reason, me and Kirk found that hilarious.
do you know what else has? Do you know what else has a wheel? Computer mouse. No scroll wheel.
Oh,
It's okay. There's a little tab button like, on the side. Or you can just press the down arrow. Or press Control, click, and it'll just break down.
Do you know what else has wheels? Sonic the Hedgehog. He makes himself into a wheel. Wagon wheels.
stretching now.
Catherine wheels. No more of them at bonfire night.
If we didn't have live entertainment, we just wouldn't have art at all, would we?
I guess not.
There'd be no from the dawn of time. We wouldn't have Netflix now or anything like that because there wouldn't have existed any kind of visual entertainment.
Yeah, but
Shakespeare wouldn't have happened. Ancient Greek plays and tragedies wouldn't have happened.
yeah, you could have wrote them.
But no one would have saw them.
No, they would have read them.
It's not exactly the same, though, is it?
I think reading is technically visual entertainment, isn't it?
No reading.
Depends on if you're reading for business or pleasure.
If you're reading, so if you're reading like
Harry Potter.
you're reading a textbook, that is not visual entertainment.
If you're reading Harry Potter, you're not allowed to. But if you're reading like
There'd be no like
fucking
storybooks essentially.
But even before people could read and write, there was oral. Like, you could still tell someone a story.
Audible, mate, would be
Vikings never wrote down any of the stories; they just told them.
Audible would be making moolah la. I'll Do that.
Yeah.
This episode of podcast number 2 is season 2. Screw it.
So we're going to take this opportunity to tell you that we are actually renaming our podcast. So as of season 2, it will not be called Would a Panther Kill a Raccoon in the Wild. It'll be called podcast number 2.
One awesome thing about not having wheels is we'd all be driving things like tanks.
No, because wheels are in tracks.
Yeah.
I'm an engineer, Kirk.
We'd
It's
be riding
technically a cog.
horses.
No, it's not. It's a wheel driving a belt. Kirk, you're the professional entertainer. Stick to the entertainment. Let me deal with the wheels.
The visual gags in this is too good. Why are we not filming this?
Do you know what else wouldn't happen? The wheels of justice.
He's really stretching now.
If we didn't have live entertainment, we would never have seen Will Smith slap Chris Rock.
If we didn't have wheels, he wouldn't have got to the award ceremony to do it.
He could have walked or got a snowmobile.
Snowmobiles have tracks which have
Damn it.
wheels.
He could have snowboarded.
I've told him the answer already and he's not listened.
Wait, what?
I've literally told you the alternative method of travel.
I missed it. I was thinking too hard. We would never have seen Kanye West.
No.
We would never have seen Kanye West interrupt Taylor Swift.
He wouldn't have got there.
These are all golden moments we would never have had.
But we wouldn't give a shit. And we'd be much more productive as a society because we'd have nothing to do when we're not being productive. Like, if we have no entertainment, then we work more.
We'd be absolutely built as we're walking and carrying things more. We'd be a more evolved human species physically.
The balls still exist. So maybe somebody invents a
Gyroscopic bicycle.
A sphere wheel.
Spiel.
Sphere.
Technically, you can have square wheels, can't you?
Yeah, true. A squeal.
He loses the point just for that.
It wasn't a pun. It was a portmanteau. They're different.
A what toe?
A portmanteau. Which you wouldn't have because no one would have wheels. I'm just saying no one would have wheels now repeatedly in the hope that it works. Cars, the movie, wouldn't exist either way.
So that's a good thing, right?
Ka-chow. So, you know, when you're like
Neither
tugging
Bob the
yourself,
Builder.
when you're tugging yourself at night to film more. And muck wouldn't exist.
Muck wouldn't exist in either of these scenarios.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, but in my world, at least you could find a sexy bulldozer in real life to whack it to.
In my world, you can listen to it.
How has this happened?
Fucking Bob, I've just got this like Bob the Builder, but as the archers. The archers. Just pure audio. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. And Bob approached. Bob approached the construction site. He could see the dead body in the cement.
Oh, Lofty, can you lift this? Yeah, I think so.
You could have. I was going to say, actually, you can even without entertainment as well. Like you could have, like, or without visual entertainment. Like you can play video. You can play quote unquote video games. You can play games on like Alexas.
Have you tried playing the Alexa escape room?
No.
It sucks.
Yeah, but it'd be better if everyone had time to do it because they didn't have EastEnders to watch.
Yeah, he's got a point there.
It'd just be like, you know, back in like pre-television times. Because let's face it, no one went to the theatre that often. So like most of the time, you remember like you've seen it on like old TV shows and stuff, which is kind of a moot point at this point. But like, you know, where it's like the whole family sat round the big radio in the middle of the room and they're like listening. They're like, tonight on the BBC, we will have the Queen's speech followed by a man masturbating furiously at a squirrel. You know, oh yeah. And then it'd be like, Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? And it'd just be like that all the time.
I've got one real world scenario. Okay, that has happened, which makes live entertainment worth way more than wheels. The pandemic. Visual entertainment got us through that year and a half, where everyone worked from home, not needing a car to go anywhere.
The internet wouldn't exist without the wheel. The Industrial Revolution is built on the wheel. Trains, for example, have wheels. So, modern day, in its entirety, wouldn't exist. It would be totally different. It would basically be like some weird quasi-feudal system. So the pandemic wouldn't matter because we'd all be dead because we wouldn't understand germs.
Because of the wheel.
Yes.
Can I give my answer in some kind of dance?
I mean, I've got to be honest, Dan. I feel like Kirk's got the bad end of the stick with this. Oh, yes, he is somebody who works almost exclusively in the audio medium. So you'd think like visual arts are less his forte. Also, we are on a purely audio format right now. Podcasts be fucking great. We, as small-time podcasters, would basically be the equivalent of like Z-list celebrities.
Sick.
How would you get here? How would we get here?
I live here.
Without the wheel. Without the wheel, we'd be screwed.
Then you're arguing for me.
Oh, yeah.
He's done it again, folks.
Christmas is a die-hard movie, okay?
I think it's very difficult for me not to give James the point.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I got stumped in this one.
He fluttered and flustered, then ultimately argued wrong.
I did.
Kirk thing to do.
It is.
It is a very Kirk thing to do, actually.
It is.
It should be just you that
Becoming a
does
habit.
He's too busy panicking about how he's got to edit it.
I think we just need to label it Aragoned it.
Aragoned it. Is that the title of the episode again already? Aragoned it.
I just feel like with any answer I would have given, no matter how good or bad it was, it would have come. James would have said, "Wheel wouldn't exist anyway."
I ignored most of that.
The wheel wouldn't have made anything happen anyway.
I was constantly like, whenever he said that, I was like, it doesn't matter.
It's like the religion argument. I'd say, well, all this kind of stuff, and what about God? And he'd go, God did it. That's what his answer was like.
That kind of is why.
Well, I kind of ignored those parts, and then the in-between parts were still better than your like.
Yeah.
Like, I think if wheels didn't exist in this fantasy world, it's still like the only visual entertainment that wouldn't exist, I guess, is watching like Formula One and car racing, I guess. It'd just be horse racing, which is the answer I gave you. Everyone would ride everyone on a horse.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it.
And then I went to try and give you a clue. Went over both of your heads. Amateurs.
Well, I did say at one point horses.
Did you?
Yeah.
Clearly I wasn't listening either.
Yeah, no, right.
I said horses, but you'd only be able to carry one thing per horse because you wouldn't be able to have a car.
Uh,
Have to cut all this out.
Sledge. Moving on.
Anyway, right. So
Mulligan. Mulligan.
After round one, Kirk is crying out for a mulligan.
Mulligan.
I'm on 7 points.
Mulligan.
and-
Kirk's getting increasingly fed up throughout these
But don't
episodes.
worry, chaps. This time, one of you has to win the point.
Nice.
And this is an open question. This is an open question, so you can dig your own grave. Superheroes excluded, because we do superheroes a lot.
Yeah.
If you could be any fictional character for a day, who would it be? 24 hours.
Would it be my mind still? I wouldn't
Yeah.
take over their mind.
But you'd be like in their world, in their vibe.
Roger Rabbit.
Fair enough. Okay. that's a interesting one.
What? Is it how quick I knew?
You're just going to try and get with Jessica Rabbit.
Guess I'd be Albus Dumbledore.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
Albus.
See, for the sake of a day, okay, reasons, go. Come on. Why?
Toontown.
Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit.
Say that louder, Dan.
Jessica Rabbit.
Say that louder.
Jessica Rabbit. Jessica Rabbit. I could meet all the toons, have a great time, get flattened by things, and hit with anvils and be fine. Jessica Rabbit. I could, meet the toon car that he drives and the bullets. Jessica Rabbit.
What about you? What about you, Kirk? Besides Jessica Rabbit,
I could magic myself with Jessica Rabbit, I'm sure. I've got the elder ones, so I'm pretty damn powerful. I've already defeated one dark wizard. I get to explore Hogwarts.
Oh, so sorry, I have some follow-up questions for you. Actually, I guess.
Oh.
What book?
8, 7,
6, 5, 4.
I Goblet of Fire.
Okay.
Is it so you can go?
That's exactly why.
Would you do it as per the book or as?
I think
per the film?
I think I do it properly. Yeah, nice and quietly. Just hush, hush. Yeah.
Why'd you put your name in a goblet of fire?
Yeah.
Like that meme of the guy who's like, "Come here." It's very realistic. He's like, "Come here. Why'd you put your name in a goblet of fire?"
Because it's very realistic.
See, fair play, but like, if you got 24 hours, like, it's kind of consequence free, especially for you. Why not just be Voldemort and fully just like,
I thought about Voldemort, but as I'm Albus Dumbledore, Hogwarts has time turners. My 24 hours last forever.
Oh, that's good. That's cool. I can fuck with that.
And I'm Dumbledore. I can still have Avada Kedavra if I wanted to. Still my mind.
Yeah, not
In
wrong.
fact, it'd be funnier because it'd be like, "Hi, Professor Avada Kedavra."
You killed Hagrid.
Fucking.
He had it coming.
Has Hogwarts ever had a school shooting?
Oh no!
You have to take that.
I mean, the first time the chamber was open, surely, like this is a similar kind of
I
thing.
mean, yeah, I suppose.
It's not quite.
It's just a yearly thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the Battle of Hogwarts, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you use the Philosopher's Stone? I know it's destroyed by book 4, isn't it?
Yeah. At what point in the film are you? He's asked me, what Dumbledore am I? Which rabbit are you?
At the end.
At the end.
Yeah, where everyone's happy and the gate to Toontown has opened.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And Jessica Rabbit forgave me for whatever I
It'd
did.
be pretty shit if Kurt was Dumbledore at the end.
It's dead. Spoilers.
Dumbledore.
Imagine the fun I could have in a Toon world with no consequences, with my energy,
Yeah, I feel like it suits your energy a lot.
with all them characters, the chaos. It's just where I want to be. And I'm depressed that isn't my life.
Oh,
It's
Jesus
where-
Christ.
It's where I'd be 24 hours of just pure joy.
Yeah, that's fair. But
And
Kurt
just-
gets
and-
unlimited 24 hours.
Yeah, but
Got time turner.
If I could turn back time.
And I would sing it every time.
But surely I get infinite time because in Toon World, can't I just turn the clock back? Like with my finger. That's how that's how logic works in
that
Toontown.
probably would work with cartoon logic, actually.
Yeah. And the sun would just... That's how that works.
Jesus Christ.
Checkmate.
Would you play Wizard's Chest?
Wizard's Chest.
Oh, hell
Wizard's Chest.
Wizard's chest and wizard's chest.
Knight to E4.
Oh, it's Mad Eye Moody, isn't it, in Goblet of Fire?
Yes, it is.
See, if you were in Chamber of Secrets, Gilderoy Lockhart, you could fuck with him proper, couldn't you?
Mm.
I mean, you could just... I'm pretty sure in the book the Weasley twins take Mad Eye's eye.
Do they?
I think so. They really mess with him.
But it's not actually him, though, is it? It's
No.
fucking...
Yeah.
What's his name?
Barty
Yeah,
Crouch, Barty Crouch Jr.
Yeah,
I would have
David
picked.
Tennant.
I would have picked Goblet of Fire. As well.
Fair enough.
Gets to watch Trevor's tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah.
Providing it's on that one day.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You can make
that's
it that day. You're Dumbledore.
Like you wake up and everyone's having breakfast. You're like, right, everybody, listen up.
Today's the day.
The whole tournament. Yep, I know it's normally 6 weeks, but yeah, the whole tournament today.
And they're like, what do you mean? It was a week ago. It's Cedric's funeral. And you just go, ooh.
Fucking
Sorry.
Cedric's dad's still in the fucking corner going, my boy!
The band's still playing. It's Cedric's funeral, and then the music starts playing. And you just, ooh.
I could just see Kirk being like, this is my jam.
I love this one.
God's sake.
Oh. Oh,
Just to be fair, I could spare everyone the grief and be like, okay, Dumbledore knows. I'm pretty sure by that time he had a hunch that the Horcruxes are real and whatever. He could probably just get rid of Harry now, do everything he needs to, and go, right, that's all done. Kill the snake, kill him.
I mean, if you know what's going to happen,
Yeah, to be fair.
you could essentially just go, right, change your plan, guys. Try was a tournament. I'm going to be partaking.
But if there's no consequence to at the end of it,
Yeah, true. Because you could just
kind of carries
Because
on.
imagine it. Because if you knew what was going to happen, you could literally just go get the port key in the Triwizard Cup and just be like, and while fucking what's his face is there like melting Voldemort back into.
Because it's just like someone's watching Harry Potter in real time, and you just see Dumbledore running off with all the Horcruxes.
Don't mind me.
Like, I don't remember this happening in the film. What's going on here? And then you just see your other DVDs disappear and the books because they've all finished in number 4.
Harry Potter in the order of, well, I guess everything's okay now.
It's scratched out. Yeah.
I just love the idea of chaotic Dumbledore.
Just scurrying off.
fully breaking the fourth wall, Dumbledore.
Yeah, you're just watching like a proper serious scene or something, like literally where Cedric dies, and just Dumbledore's face just appears across the screen like, I know you're watching.
He's just like a background, like proper like cartoonish sneak.
like
you know,
tiptoeing with his arms up.
Like, is it Elmer Fudd? Yeah. I'm hunting rabbits.
I'm hunting Horcruxes.
That's the title.
And then
I'm hunting Hawcwuxes.
You've got to spell it. Quaxes.
Dumbledore as Dumbledore.
Oh, it's so stupid.
So what we've actually done is, instead of decided which is better, we've decided the best is Dumbledore.
Rewrite Harry Potter.
Is Dumbledore with Roger Rabbit's energy. Oh, I think I'm going to give the point to Kirk.
Yeah. I think that was inevitable when we all started to decide.
Like, he just holds up the fucking sign. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Oh, yeah.
Just imagine him fucking chasing Voldemort with like a mallet or something.
It's getting bigger and bigger every time.
like the Scooby-Doo through the corridor. Voldemort ends up on Harry Potter's shoulders. Jesus H. Christ. Oh. So,
Need to go to bed.
so at the end of that round, Kurt gets the point. So that is 7
Yay.
points for me, 4 points for Special K, 3 points for Smokey D.
Oh, dear.
Okay, so a big thanks to our sponsors for Season 2 of Would a Panther Kill a Raccoon in the Wild, Manuka Farm. They provide a wide range of honey-infused CBD products that help manage pain, anxiety, and sleep. And by using the code PANTHER10, you can take 10% off your first order across the site.
If you're like me and you're struggling with your sleep a bit, for me, what's working best is the oil gummies and the sleep spray.
I've not tried the sleep spray.
Yeah, and the oil is really tastes good. Tastes like honey. You wouldn't know that there's CBD in it. The gummies have got a bit of a twinge, but I still really like them because they taste like honey. Also, their skincare stuff is really good. I've been using it. It's top notch.
Nice.
And if CBD isn't your thing, well, they do just sell honey as it is. So that's Panther 10, PANTHER 10 for 10% off at manukafarm.co.uk. That's Manuka, MANUKA, farm, PHARM.co.uk. Every time the Panther 10 code is used, we look really good. We don't get any money for it, or it's not an affiliate link, but it really helps us in terms of growing our podcast, and it really helps Manuka Farm grow their business. So it's a win-win for everyone.
And you help yourself out with your pain, anxiety, and sleep.
Yeah, give it a go. Tell them your boys sent you.
And thanks to Manuka Farm for sponsoring us.
And Kirk, final rounds to you, buddy.
It is.
Bring us on to our reversal round.
I've got a headache.
Yeah.
And I'm boiling.
Yeah,
I'm sat here in a jumper.
it's hot. I've got the fucking music in my head.
My boy, that's my son.
And what's wrong with this? Uh-oh.
You could make it like a what's like a found footage type thing. Where he dies and you run in front and you like cover the camera like, no, just stay back.
Like on almost like, Emperor's New Groove. When he's like, no, this is about me over here.
He goes past the movie theatre showing Harry Potter and just waves his wand and changes it to Albus Dumbledore.
Albus Dumbledore and that Specky kid.
The Horcrux.
Albus Dumbledore and that kid who drove to school.
Okay, my turn.
Sorry, carry on. I'm interested.
Are you going to spin your headphones around again? Okay, so when we first thought of the reversal rounds, we were like, and we had a chat about it, and we were like, well, it'd be funny if it was just like basic stuff, and you can just then fuck with it as far as you want. So that's what I've kind of gone with. So you're lying down in a barren room with nothing but a tablet, like an iPad or something, which you're permitted to watch a film on. There's nothing else to do. There's nothing else in the room. You're in there. They can't do anything else. The tablet has no case, and you are growing tired of holding it. Your opponent can give you an infinite number of any one object of their choosing. How are you using that object to fix your problem?
Does the object have to be inanimate?
No. It's you can pick anything at all. Anything at all.
I feel like this is going to get wild.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Dan has spiders.
Okay.
Spiders.
Oh no! I thought you meant like objects that can move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no living thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'll rephrase that then.
I could have worked with that.
Okay.
I could have tried.
What's the official term?
So
For
our problem is we don't want to hold it.
We don't want to hold it. So you want to prop it up against something or or have some kind of stand.
Okay.
But you can't. You've got nothing there. They give you a limited amount of one item.
Yeah. So when we give the item, is it like it just appears?
Yeah, there's like a little box in the corner, and they'll just go, and they can just get another one.
And then whenever you want one, you get one.
Just
Okay.
keeps coming out.
Okay.
jelly.
Jelly. What, like
Yeah.
pots of jelly or like the packet, like, the squares?
I'm thinking like fully assembled.
Or a table.
bowl. Fully assembled, like, jelly mold. Like almost cartoony jelly.
Live mouse traps.
Okay. All right. How are you fixing your iPad here?
Carefully. I mean, I'm assuming that if you triggered the mousetrap,
That's it. It's one use.
Yeah.
You don't have to reset it.
no, but I'm assuming that if you were to like put the iPad into the mousetrap and trigger it,
It'll crack.
it would
Yeah.
break the mouse. They're designed to break mice's necks,
Yeah.
so they probably hurt on your finger as well. Not gonna lie. Do you know what you could? Oh, here you go. Stack them by like setting them off, like because you got unlimited, right?
Mm.
So you just put one, so it sets off and traps the next one, and then kind of stack them in like a weird Jenga tower of like trapped. Do you get what I'm going for? So it's like, so it's like if this is mousetrap 1, you put mousetrap 2 in, and then it closes, and then you've got a secure, and then you put mousetrap 3 in there, and and you've got like a little Jenga tower that you could use to prop up your iPad, and you could probably make 2 of them. So you've got like a couple of different stands, as long as they're the same height. Maybe if you wanted to watch at an angle, you just do 4, but 2 at one height and then 2 at a slightly different height. Set them.
I like it. We're ready for every angle.
I reckon he'd have a meltdown when one goes off. Your anxiety would be through the roof.
Yes and no. I feel like that's enough of an ADHD type win that I'd just be like, I'm going to do this. And then, but yeah, quite maybe. I think once I've got over the first couple and I can predict them, I'm okay.
So on this iPad, I can just watch whatever I want, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So
I
I
think
would
specifically we should watch Airplane. Stan's favourite.
I mean, fine. I would only need 2 jellies.
Okay.
And here's why. Jelly number 1, I'll go and collect the jelly, place jelly on floor in wherever I'm going to make myself comfortable. Lean iPad against jelly. It will cushion it. It will just kind of bob for a bit, but eventually it will settle. And while I'm letting that do its thing, I go and grab another jelly, movie snacks.
You have fed him. That's one. Yeah. You have fed him.
I imagine the jelly would eventually kind of give way, but once that happens, I'll go get another one, rest it against it. In between movies, just refresh the jelly.
See, I just imagine
refresh the movie snack.
I imagine that the
and
jelly
then die of a jelly death.
I imagine the iPad would start sinking into the jelly to the point where it would then damage it because it would be filled with jelly. Like if your jelly,
no, because it's flat enough surface that it would just displace the jelly as opposed to go into it.
It depends because if you break that surface tension by putting it incorrectly on it, like if you if you put it so that it can break that.
I'm not an imbecile. I can place iPads on jelly.
iPads get hot though, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Cooked jelly.
As opposed to raw jelly.
Does
This jelly is raw.
I mean, you have to keep jelly in the fridge, don't you? So what happens when the jelly gets hot?
Melts.
It melts.
Gets sticky.
Then I'd just use that sticky jelly to stick it to the wall. Just.
Why am I got like medieval like Tower of London dungeon with a fucking iPad?
I've got infinite jelly glue.
Infinite jelly glue. Also, with this box,
I would get more entertained by the jelly than I would the films.
with this little box that it appears in, it just sort of like falls. Well, not falls, but it just like appears. So with you, it would just keep splattering jelly. On
That's brutal.
Let's say every 30 seconds.
Well, I would say then.
Look at this.
I would then say that the mousetrap probably hits the floor and goes off.
Yeah, that's not fair.
No,
you can't make that rule.
Because then my mousetraps are dead already.
That defeats the whole point of it coming live.
Oh no, as in it appears, but when another one appears on top of it, the bottom one might go off.
So
but then when thinking about James' anxiety,
I thought you said we get to choose when they appear.
Oh no, you just choose the object. They. Oh, that's what you mean. You choose.
So if I need one, I go and press a button and it appears.
Oh, I did say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never said there was a. Otherwise, I'd eventually just drown in jelly.
Fair enough. Fair.
Yeah, that'd get gnarly.
Cut that.
So
that's the noise I'd be making with the jelly.
So, yeah, like I feel like
I could make a bed out of jelly. I'd have comfort.
Uh-huh.
I could lay
It'd
on
be
the
very
jelly.
sticky, and he'd probably sink into the jelly, and he'd probably drown in his sleep in jelly.
I'll put out of my misery.
I could make a bed out of mouse traps, much the way I'd make my Jenga tower out of iPad. I could play Jenga all night long with my iPad.
Could also catch any mice that appear.
So does the jelly arrive on a plate then? Yeah.
No, it's just
You said on a plate.
No, I said imagine it like it
it's
when
just
it's
like a
on
mold.
a plate.
like a mold. Okay.
the mold of jelly just appears.
Oh,
There it is.
nice.
I'm imagining lime jelly.
Lime.
The least
Green.
delicious of the jellies.
I don't mind all jellies, to be honest.
Lime.
Mm,
Raspberry jelly is the superior jelly.
I'd probably agree that is the best jelly.
Did you ever eat straight up jelly cubes?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like they're really filling as well because they basically mix with
Just
your
super dense jelly.
I'm just imagining you putting the iPad on the jelly and just it wobbling like this. That would drive me nuts.
Yeah, that's what I
Right.
mean. You leave it to settle while I go and get my movie snacks and build my bed.
It wouldn't like like sitting next to. Okay,
Yeah,
so
no,
you're
every
sitting
time you
really
move,
still. Yeah,
every time you move, and the vibration
Like-
transfers through the floor.
like vibration.
Am I on a trampoline? What? I don't send vibrations through concrete that hard, do I?
Every time you fart,
Yeah.
fucking room
The
will
jelly
start.
goes off for fuck's sake.
And the mouse traps.
Oh, we've already established that I'm gluing it to the wall anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Hot jelly glued to the wall until it drops, and then oh dear.
To be fair, I wouldn't even put it on jelly. I'd just prop it against the wall, mate. And then just eat the jelly while I watch it. Ah!
I
No, but in the interest of the game-
say no walls.
In the interest of the
Yeah,
game,
but it was funny when you said stick it against. The
I'll
wall.
stick it. I will put some jelly against the wall and then just flat pack it against the.
I like that. I do like it. I do like it.
I'll put it at the top and then see how far through a movie I can get before it reaches the floor.
Before it falls off the wall and shatters.
It slides down. Smother the wall in jelly. Then just chuck the iPad at it and hope it sticks.
Do we have unlimited iPads?
No.
I won't do that. Is there a door to this?
No, it's a
Room?
barren room. Just nothing in there.
Is there
It's like a
You're
like
just
an
in a-
infinite room.
Are you saying that there's no plug socket to charge the iPad?
Doesn't need it.
Fucking hell, what iPad's this?
a jelly powered iPad.
Well, I'm fucked then, aren't I? I feel like that's rigged. I mean, Mousetrap works. In such a way that I could probably take them apart as well. And then, like, once they've gone off, I could probably take them apart and make like little wall hangers with the little wiry bits and the springs. And then stick them to the wall with cum. But I wouldn't need to because I've got my Jenga towers.
Make a little jelly slip and slide.
The Jenga towers can vary in height. So, you know, like, I'm tired of sitting, I want a standing desk. Just stack them higher.
Is there a toilet? Do I get to go toilet?
Or does your poo just vanish out your anus?
Yeah. Vanishes. I
I've
think.
got a magic poo.
So I wanted to ask this question, and you started to touch on it. I'm quite glad. We basically have is the real problem isn't the iPad. It's you being stuck in a barren room with nothing to do. And I wanted to see what you would do with this stuff. So it's actually worked out quite well. But once, when I say, I wish you said this, you did.
Yes. We can end the podcast.
So, yeah, like, is there a door?
No,
No, we already.
No door.
Gonna say, because I reckon with the mousetrap components, you probably could make a
A lockpick.
lockpick.
I can make a lockpick out of jelly. Whatever.
Is there a window?
Just threading jelly through a keyhole. I don't think it's working.
Yeah, well, like I say, I could probably play Jenga. I could probably build some stuff if I was bored. Have a wank.
With a mousetrap.
No, just away from the mousetrap.
So if poop, right? Going back to poop.
Okay.
Do you just never need it, or do you like poop on the floor and it just disappears?
Second one.
All right. So I just poop on some jelly just for the heck of it.
Then forget which one that was.
Huh?
And then forget which jelly it was.
And then play jelly roulette. I think it's the brown one.
I have no idea who to go for.
I'd probably stack the jelly. I'd play jelly Jenga.
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 Didn't realise there were so many things you could do with jelly.
What happens when you're stuck in a barren room?
I could probably, with enough time.
Can we
in a
fill
barren-
your bath with jelly? You haven't got a bath.
No.
Have you got a bath?
No.
I've got a bath.
Let's fill
Your bath with jelly.
Do you fill my bath with jelly?
Fill your avocado bath with lime jelly.
Yeah.
Too much green.
And then get in it.
Do you know? I'm sure with enough
Got me
time,
vegetarian jelly.
with enough time in said barren room, I can make a game of Mousetrap fully functional from just mousetraps. Are they mouse traps or mice trap? Like, how do you say multiple mouse traps?
I think it's just mouse traps.
They only catch one mouse at a time, right?
Yeah, but are they not mice traps?
But it doesn't catch multiple mice. It's only one trap catches one mouse.
mouse traps. It just sounds weird. Mouse traps.
Trap.
Trap mouse.
Who the hell do I pick?
So I would also like to close my argument by saying jelly isn't vegetarian.
It's a good thing you won't be the one eating it.
Didn't really have to eat it in the first place.
Why wouldn't I? It's jelly.
I'm just saying you didn't have to.
Yeah, but
But you could, but you didn't have to.
I'm going to.
Yeah, fine. You can. He's just making a point that I wouldn't eat it.
Imagine the sugar rush.
Imagine the diabetes. By the time you've eaten nothing but jelly for the just be fucking
Yeah, but you'll have eaten nothing.
wood.
I was going to base my answer on who put more thought into the object that was being put into the other person's room.
Spiders.
I just feel like they were both rushed. One was, I can give him mouse traps. He can set off the mouse traps and just use the wood as whatever the hell he likes to.
I was hoping that the anxiety of it going off.
Maybe. But then you said, I can give him jelly. Because, it might slip into you, but he can eat the jelly.
But I would like to argue that at that point, the objective was to prop up an iPad, not to survive in a windowless prison cell.
Yeah, he's got a point there.
Like, if you'd have said, you're trapped in fucking the Tower of London in 1632, what's the one object you give your opponent to survive, then maybe I wouldn't have picked jelly.
that you then touching on to my second point criteria, which was, okay, who did the job better? Then the next criteria was who did more with their object, knowing that they're in this barren room, not being able to do anything.
Who did more, not being able to do anything?
Yes. So I'm going to give the point to James.
Oh, yes.
All right, explain.
Explain. Okay, so
He literally tossed a coin in his head.
I did not actually. I'm not Dan. Who tossed a coin last episode? Maybe this is
That's
revenge.
why. That's why.
Maybe this is
we're rigging it now. Okay, I see how it is.
we're not.
We're rigging it now.
Honestly, you went in there with a problem, and he quickly solved that problem. Of I can just let the mouse trap off, and I can use all the parts, and then he built 4 different height stands to which he can be at most comfort because he's in a barren room. Be most comfortable there, and then when the film he's bored of the
do
film,
you know what else
he could then do stuff with it.
Do you know what else I could make? I could make a stool. I could have something to sit on with my mouse traps.
Perhaps that would have helped you even more within the time.
Well, we established I made a bed out of jelly. So
You did. Sticky.
do I look like I care about being sticky?
I'm not saying it was a bad
I'm
argument.
not James.
I'm not saying it was bad. It wasn't bad at all. I was just sort of going, well, which one would I rather get, and which one was I convinced by more? And I'm going to say James, which I don't really want to because he's kicking ass.
I am thoroughly offended by that.
You can be.
I throw back to when I was robbed in season 1. That is the feeling I feel right now.
Well, you robbed me of the ability to mourn my dead dog, so we're even.
At the end of that episode, we're all very tired and probably going crazy on McDonald's.
I want some jelly.
James, what are the points?
So, rounding up the points. In last place is reigning champion Smokey D with 3 points. Is that 2 episodes now that you've bombed out?
I don't know, I'm not paying attention.
Oh, no, did he get a point in last episode?
Could have.
Yeah, because you were tied, and originally it was 4-3-2.
Yeah.
So
I did
Dan
get
got-
a point out at some point.
So Dan is currently on 3. Kirk is currently on 4. And I am currently on 8.
Nice.
Don't know how it's happened, but got to keep this roll that I'm on. So, we will see you soon for episode 6. And as always, please like, rate, review us on whatever streaming platform you choose. And check out our website and our social medias at Woulda Panther and Woulda Panther Killer Raccoon in the Wild. And if you if you get the time, check out our YouTube channel as well, which we're trying to grow and should have some exciting bonus content for you should we get round to it. Thank you very much. I've been Thick Jim.
Been Captain Kirk.
I've been Smokey D.
Stinky D.
See you next time.